Hey, welcome everybody. Get me every time. Welcome to another edition of not Three Dudes Brews. That's later this week. Welcome to another edition of The Ghost and the Goat. I am your host, paranormal investigator Buddy Thayer. Welcoming you. I'm a little bit loud. Hold on. Welcoming you. Maybe that's just on my end. Welcoming you to another riveting edition of what is sure to be another riveting edition of The Ghost and the Goat. As I said, Buddy Thayer, paranormal investigator. I'm going to walk you into a most paranormal world tonight. On the other side over there's the paranormal world. We're going to get there. On the way to walking there, I'm going to walk through a few other fields. One's going to be an old football field. Another one's going to be a baseball field. And as we walk, I'm going to talk to you about this lovely beer I'm drinking. Here in Rhode Island, where I'm filming this evening, where tonight's show is taking place, if you will, in the lovely hamlet of New England. I'm drinking. It's like a balmy, like 94 degrees today. Not much humidity, so it's not too bad. But I was like, all day at work, like, get me the hell out of here. Finally, the minutes were crawling by. Finally, the time came, and I left work, went and scooped up the pup. We went to the dog park, went for a little stroll. It was a little warm, so I'm like, I got a little time. What more appropriate beer for me to grab than this one here? People say to me, buddy. First of all, they say to me, buddy, that's really dark. Is that beer? Buddy, that's beer, trust me. Second of all, people say, buddy, I don't like beer. Dude, why don't you like beer? Because my uncle drank that Schlitz, and it tasted like yellow piss. And it was warm and it was gross and it was disgusting. I'm like, there are other varieties of beers, my friend. So before I get into tonight's show, I almost welcomed you to another edition of Three Dudes Brews. Tonight, or at some point this week, whenever Ed is able to magically stream his way onto the streaming site, we're finally gonna crack open episode 10 of Three Dudes Brews from ironically enough, I got the ghost hugs. No, nothing ironic about that. I did that totally intentionally. From Long Live Beer Works. This is a sour, boys and girls. If you're not familiar with sour ales, it's another form of a beer. It's a fruited sour ale, Ghost Hugs. It's crushable because it's only 5%. It's like a Budweiser, but it tastes nothing like a Budweiser. So excuse that simile there. It's made with blackberries, raspberries, blackcurrant, and vanilla. So if you don't like that yellow piss beer, that's fine, boys and girls. There are other varieties. Oh my god, you get the blackberry like right off the rip, right on the nose. You get the blackberry, and then you get the blackberry like immediately when you put it in your mouth. Easy, and then as you swallow it, like the raspberry and the vanilla extract comes in strong. I'm tasting like a lot of vanilla. I swallowed that about 15-20 seconds ago. So check out episode 10, Long Live Beer Works, Three Dudes Brews. It was a great one to film. For me, it's one off of my beer bucket list. They're located. You might ask me, hey, buddy, where is this Long Live? They look like they have amazing beers, buddies. I've heard you talk about Long Live before in the past, buddy. I want to go to Long Live too, buddy. Well, let me tell you, to go to Long Live, you can either go to their Providence location, which is, it's like right off that Elmwood Broad, that region of the country, that region of the state, or it's in West Roxbury up in Massachusetts. They have a new brewery. Which I actually haven't been to that one yet, but the one in Providence, boys and girls, I've been to so many times. I have delved into the beauty and the magic that Armando makes down there at Long Live Beer Works. Such an amazing honor to be able to go down there and film with them. I'm gonna take you to the page right now. I have like 20 minutes till my paranormal people come on, so I'm gonna talk beer a little bit. And then I'm going to talk sports for a little bit more. And then I'm going to bring on the ghost people. And I'm going to have ghost hugs. And we're going to talk about ghosts. So that's how the format of the show is just going to break down for you. Thank you to my Get Haunted people for coming in and ninjering me in. Always a problem. Never a problem for you guys. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for helping a brother out. So that's going to be the format of tonight's show. So before I get into before I bring my guests on, before I get into sports, I can't. I got another. I got something else like ready. So I'm. You say, hey, buddy, where's this Long Live Beer Works? Hey, you can check us out. So Three Dudes Brews is another venture that I do. It's a podcast. It's a live podcast. We do like sit down and chat beer, and then we go to the breweries and we film us talking to the brewers, which is a lovely experience because I get to pick their brain and drink their beers. You can check out all the good stuff. I'm going to add this to the stage. This is the Three Dudes Brews YouTube page. On this page here, see, there's me, this buddy, and my lovely face. That's in the wintertime, folks. This is not sunny Rhode Island this time of year. This is Ed. He's our video coordinator, if you will. And this is Kostas. He's our local Greek. And this guy knows more about brewing and food. Oh, my God. Anyway, so the three of us travel to these different breweries and these different events. The last call that you can check those out. That's a view our full playlist. Every other Thursday or so, we'll come out and do a live podcast. And these are the specials that we do. We did like a light beer challenge. We did a cider challenge back in the fall. We'll probably do a pumpkin ale challenge this fall. These are our brewery episodes, and this is like bits of Ed like just talking. Ed likes to talk, so this is bits of Ed talking. But this is like the episode. So you want to check out Long Live, you would go to this. Oh, hold on, I don't want to play it. No, don't play it just yet, buddy. That's from Crafted Hope. You can see all the episodes of Three Dudes Brews, including Long Live, which is right here at the bottom. You see that one right there. That is the newest episode. It's on YouTube, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be streamed later this evening or maybe tomorrow, whenever Ed and I can get each other's heads out of each other's asses. And that will be a good, that's a riveting episode. I shit you not. And I implore you to check it out and maybe even have one of their good beers. You can go to most package stores and in Rhode Island and find Long Live Beer Works because it's absolutely delicious. So come with me. We're going to walk together, boys and girls. Last night I made a post about tonight's show and I said, join us as like the Red Sox find their winning ways and hopefully, and that wasn't the case. Last night the Red Sox went to Houston. We hosted Houston about 3 weeks ago, kicked the snot out of them, swept them in the series. Hey, let me run this band really quick along the bottom so you have some idea of what I'm talking about. I want to check out Three Dudes Brews. And that's our website. And they smoked the Houston Astros. Then they went to Kansas City and they took 2 games and then they lost the last one. And then we headed down to San Diego and we got our asses handed to us by the Padres. It was just not a good 3 series. I think we took the first game and then we lost the other 2 games. Then we went to Houston. Alex Bregman goes home. He played 9 years with these guys. He was this rock star with these guys. They give him this big like round of applause. They play this video for him, this big presentation. He says, "You're welcome," by coming up to bat in the first inning and blasted a 2-run shot for the Red Sox to take the lead. I'm like, hey, hopefully we'll return to our winning ways. And of course, we had Garrett Crochet on the mound and everything was looking great. He's in the running for the Cy Young this year. He's like having a tremendous year with Boston. He's given us all a reason to stay tuned, and he got blanketed. He got taken out hard. I see some of my first guests are coming in, and these ladies will be on. I'll have them on in about 10 minutes. He got blanked. He got knocked out. So then they put in this guy Hicks, the guy we got for Rafael Devers, and oh my God. He did what he does best, and he gave up more runs. And then we found ourselves down 7-2. And while Roman Anthony, the rookie, showed some real veteran quality and led a comeback, and he hit a few home runs, and then Toro hit a few home runs. We were within 1 run, and they lost the game. Shit happens, especially when you're the Boston Red Sox. So right now, as it stands, the Red Sox still are. I think they're at the number 2 spot for the wild card. They are currently 4.5 games back on the Toronto Blue Jays in the American League East. The New York Yankees are starting to win, though, a few games as of late, and they're catching up. They only have a 1.5 lead over the Yankees, and hopefully they just need to keep it and keep going and push ahead of the Blue Jays. The Blue Jays are dominating right now. They 69 wins, 50 losses. There are no other teams in the American League that are better than them. The Stros are like right along with the way the Sox are. The Tigers are like, they're getting by because they only get the Guardians at their heels. But National League's a little bit of a different story. There's a lot of good talent, a lot of good teams. The Phillies and the Mets in the East are going back and forth. The Mets are down 6 games now behind the Phillies, but they dominated the East almost the entire season. The Brewers and the Cubbies are fighting it out in the Central. Some of the best teams in baseball right there. The LA Dodgers and the Padres are like smoking hot, the both of them. So all really good baseball going on, but we're still in August. Got a few more months until hopefully the Red Sox don't collapse and fall apart, and like they unfortunately sometimes do. Tonight's game is features the Boston Red Sox at the Houston Astros. We're starting Dustin May. He's like the whitest guy in baseball. He makes me look I don't know, at least Italian. I don't know. He's just really opaque almost. He's not a really great pitcher either. He's a ginger. I was expecting more because he's a ginger, but no, he failed me, and he's failing my Red Sox right now, and he pretty much sucks. So that's that in baseball. Stay tuned though, because the Red Sox could like bounce back, and could we have another great, a great run at it, and you never know what's going to happen with baseball because it's such a damn long season. I'm hoping the Sox pull it out of their asses though and do something. In football, we are always plagued by a ton of losses, especially through the and like injuries, especially through the off season, which is where we're at right now. Something to look at a little bit. ESPN did a little bit of piece. I'm going to present it to you really quick. We have about 5-ish or so minutes till I bring my ladies out. I have 2 of them. I'm waiting one, so we're still waiting. Anyway, taking a look. Oh, never mind. The third one's coming on right now. So I got about 5 minutes. I'm going to run through football, the NFL, really quick. We're still in the preseason, buddy. We're still in week 1 of the preseason. This is a preview of some of the best quarterbacks across 7 different categories in the NFL right now. So my quarterback, I think he made one list, and it's like the top 10 of every category. So the categories are arm strength based on ball placement, mechanics, decision-making, pocket presence, rushing ability, and second reaction. In the arm strength category, Josh Allen leads the pack with the Buffalo Bills, and Patrick Mahomes of the stupid Chiefs, and then Justin Herbert, he's not that good, of the Chargers. Lamar Jackson, who is a lot better than Justin Herbert of the Ravens. Matthew Stafford, who will lead the pack in every category until the man retires with the Rams. Baker Mayfield, good for you for getting out of Cleveland, dude, because what a shitty city. You're doing well with your career now in the Buccaneers, and you rank number 6. Joe Burrow is number 7 with the Bengals. Caleb Williams, he's not that good. He didn't do anything for me last year. He sucks. Michael Penix Jr. of the Falcons, I don't know. And Jordan Love of the Packers. Jordan Love is with an injury right now. I think he broke his thumb, or I don't know. He's the backup. In ball placement, Joe Burrow of the Bengals leads the pack, and Jaden Daniels of the Commanders. He came to town recently. They played the Patriots, and they got snowballed 48 to like 18 or something like that. Lamar Jackson, of course, number 3. Josh Allen is at number 4. Patty Mahomes at 5. Matthew Stafford, there he is again. Tua Tagovailoa. I don't know. Mr. Concussion at number 7. Brock Purdy of the 49ers at number 8. Baker Mayfield on the list at 9. And Geno Smith. What a career after leaving the New Jersey Jets, dude. Anybody who goes to the Jets organization is guaranteed, like the Browns. Your career is just going to suck. Mechanics, Joe Burrow leads the pack in the Bengals. Jaden Daniels for the Commanders. Stafford for the Rams. Lamar Jackson for the Ravens. Josh Allen for the Bills. You see in the trend here, guys, a lot of the same top-tier guys. In the next category, decision-making skill. Joe Burrow's number 1. Josh Allen number 2. Lamar Jackson number 3. You don't see Tua. Let's do it. He's nowhere on there because he gets into too damn much. Patty Mahomes at 5. Matthew Stafford at 6. Justin Herbert. Oh, there's Tua at number 8. Decision-making when he's playing, when he's not concussed. Jalen Hurts at number 9 with the tush push Eagles, and Bo Nix ranking out at number 10 for the Broncos. Pocket presence, Joe Burrow, Lamar, Patrick. C.J. Stroud makes a list from the Texans. Brock Purdy, there he is again from the Niners. Josh Allen, look at that, another list. Although below the top 5. Geno Smith, right below him in pocket presence. I don't think Geno's that good. Baker Mayfield right after him. Bryce Young for the Panthers. Bryce Young is not a good quarterback. I don't know. He had a shaky rookie season. He plays for the Carolina Panthers. Let's not put him on this list. I don't know. This is ESPN as well. Rushing ability. Lamar Jackson. That man has feet like he has hands. Jalen Hurts. He's a runner. Josh Allen. He's a runner. That man can take some hits. Dare I say he's like. Never mind. I was going to compare it to a certain New England quarterback. Anyway, Justin Fields from the Jets, who, dude, you're going to suck this year. You play for the Jets. Patrick Mahomes for the Chiefs. Kyler Murray, if he can put the video games down 5 more minutes, he may be able to rise above number 7. Hebert, no. Brock Purdy at the Niners. And Caleb Williams, again, no. Dude, you play for the Bears. You're not a great, I don't know. I just don't think he's number 1. I think the kid from Washington was better. I don't know. It's just things to think about in football when you don't have to think about the awful things like the various injuries to your secondary and the pending injury to your starting quarterback and what's going to become of your Miami team, buddy, because they're going to suck again this year. I hope did have the kind of privilege to. I took some of my clients. I work with mentally ill adults. Hold on, let me take a sip of this beer. And I took 4 of them to Patriots training camp on Sunday afternoon. It was a balmy 94 degrees on the field. We stayed for about 2 hours. While there was a giant sign in front of me that said no recording, no streaming, I did, in fact, record their practices, and I sent it down to my Dolphins. Yeah, I don't know. It probably won't have any impact. I saw Stephon Diggs in number 8. I saw Mac Jones. I saw what's his name, the little guy, the coach, Vrabel, Mike Vrabel, coming in and out. Everybody cheered. Everybody went crazy. They had the dedication ceremony of the Tom Brady statue. Tom Brady, Mr. Plastic Face himself, was in town this week as they dedicated that awful copper piece outside of Gillette Stadium to yeah, I don't know. I guess he was a pretty good athlete, like when it sounds to it. But I don't. Screw him. Screw the Patriots. That's all I got for you guys. We still got another 2 weeks left to the preseason. The preseason in the football is, it's none of the Masadas. They're all third string guys looking for jobs. Baseball. Who knows what's going to happen in a month with my beloved Red Sox? We could fly, we could fall, we could do everything in between, and probably will. In 21 short days, I go on vacation, so I'm counting down every day. So, yeah, that's about it, guys. I'm going to flip the old switch now. Let me just give me a second to pull up my bio here on tonight's guests. I have 3 guests on this evening. 3 ladies on this evening. The 3 ladies. Oh, give me a second. I'm bringing things up here. Are comprise a group. No, buddy, don't switch accounts. Comprise a group. Comprise a group called Wayward Spirits Paranormal Society. It is comprised of these 3 members, Zoe, Lisa, and Ashley. They do, however, have some amazing friends who will join in on their adventures as well. Wayward Spirits was founded in 2021 when Zoe, Lisa, and Ashley were introduced into the paranormal investigations through public events hosted by other investigators. This is probably one of the questions I would add, but anyway, I'll read it to you anyway. Since then, they have branched out and have been booking both famous and not well-known spots on their own and have been on dozens of investigations. While up to this point, they have mostly traveled to locations in the eastern U.S. They look forward to hopefully making their way further to hit some dream locations. Please welcome to the show. I'll bring Lisa on first. Lisa. Hi, Lisa. How you doing?
Good. How are you? Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you okay. I can see you just fine.
Okay.
You're moving a little bit, but that's good. Whatever you're good. And now I'm going to bring in Zoe and Ashley. Zoe and Ashley, welcome to the show, ladies.
Hey guys. Hey Lise.
Hi. I'm at Foxwoods.
Oh, nice. The wonder of it all. Lovely. All right, ladies. So the three of you fell into this through going on events. What sparked it for each one of you? What sparked it? Was it something before that? Was it a calling? Was it something you always wanted to do? Was it an experience? What was it?
For me, it was all of the above. I've always been interested in the paranormal. We had a couple of houses when we lived in Nashua that had very little activity, but it was still pretty interesting.
Yep.
Basically, that's about it. Once I did investigate a long time ago, just one time, and then it kind of dropped off. But in 21, we really picked up.
Yep.
Once we started going to events, and then it drew us in, and we've been hooked ever since.
Oh, for sure. Now, when you did it a long time ago, were you on your own? Did you do it with somebody else?
So we did it with Kindred Spirits.
That sounds wicked familiar. Is that Brandy? No, who's that? Amy Bruni?
Yeah,
right?
Amy and
Yeah,
Adam.
yeah.
They were Kindred Spirits back then. Honestly,
Yeah.
I'm not really sure what they were, but we did an event in North Adams.
Nice. Oh yeah, at the North Adams, at the Houghton Mansion.
Yep, the mansion. Yeah.
Yeah, that.
Anymore.
What do you? No, yeah, I know they don't do. What were you? So you investigated there. What are your thoughts?
It was interesting, and I've always wanted to get back. I've actually contacted them many times, but they just said they don't allow it anymore.
Yeah, right. They actually got closed down by the town. I think they did some. I think they didn't pay their taxes, or they didn't like tax right when they had guests in us. They didn't claim all of the money that they were making from like paranormal investigations.
Oh, that's
something shitty like that, and the town just closed them down, which kind of sucks because it was a pretty cool place, for sure.
Yeah, that's unfortunate because I wish I would have gotten a chance to go back, knowing what I know now.
Yep.
I would find it even more interesting.
For sure. Okay, next. Who do I have to your left, but your right? You're Ashley, who was just speaking? You're Ashley. You're Ashley. Ashley. How did you get kicked off into this? What got you going?
I would say it was also a mix for me because I grew up always really kind of interested in paranormal stuff. I remember always reading like kind of spookier like books and stories, ghost stories. I grew up watching like the shows like Ghost Hunters, Ghost Adventures, stuff like that. And so I was always interested in being like, man, that's something I really want to try out. And then Zoe ended up just stumbling across some investigations, and then I started tagging along, and the rest is history.
Yeah, for sure. Lisa?
So for me, it was a little bit different. I actually had experiences when I was a child that I couldn't explain, and thought I was just a weird kid.
Right.
But, and then didn't mean to get really into the whole ghost thing, but my experiences and like watching like Scooby-Doo as a kid, I was like, I'm really interested in this, and and X-Files, and it just, and then I, Zoe and Ashley have been a friend forever, and so they were doing investigations, and I said, you know what, I think I want to do this.
Something just pulls you right in. Now you talk about having experiences going back. What kind of experiences would you have when you were a little guy?
So I was sleeping over at my friend's house, and I was about 10 years old, and it was the middle of the night. It was 2 a.m., and I never could sleep well at a friend's house.
Yep.
And I heard two little girls playing outside laughing, and I was like, why are there kids outside at 2 a.m.? And I looked out her window because it sounded like they were just outside her window, and there was nothing there.
Ugh, that's so creepy. That's awesome.
Yep.
That's so creepy at the same time. Ladies, this seems like Lisa, that sounds like a moment that would pull me in as a human being. Like, I need to know more. Ladies, you two at the bottom, Zoe and Ashley, was there one defining moment that's like, yeah, I need to do this now. I need to know more. I gotta experience this more. Was there one thing that just pulled you in? Was it a series of experiences? What would you say?
Oh my gosh. I'm always curious about the unknown. I always have been. My husband has a few stories that he used to tell me, and that was intriguing to me, even though he didn't like telling the stories. And when we had our two houses in Nashua, one of them I witnessed something myself, but I just kind of brushed it off. But when we lived in our second house, my husband had such a story to tell that I was definitely drawn in, and I just felt like I needed to do this. And now my kids are all grown up. I have all the time for myself, so I can do whatever I want and go and investigate anytime.
There you go. So kind of like vicariously you were almost drawn into it. That's cool. Ashley?
I don't think there was really one instance because like I said, I was just grew up watching all that stuff, and then also Scooby Doo and Courage the Cowardly Dog and like
Right,
that kind
right.
of spookier stuff and like the ghost hunting shows. And then I think after I finally got to experience it for the first time with our first locations and first events that we went to, I think I was just hooked after that, where it was
Yeah.
like, this is really cool. I want to see like what else we can get and what else we can find.
For sure, it is really cool. As a investigator myself, it never stops fascinating me, the ways that they communicate, how they interact with us, some of the things that they say, some of the things they come out with, some of the things they tell other people to tell us, even blow my mind and will never stop. Like, give me that whoa factor. But with like the ghost shows, like people like, oh yeah, you're a ghost hunter. That must be really cool, dude. Huh? I'm like, well, sometimes it's really cool. Other times it really sucks. Like, what do you mean? Like, you just honestly, you're sitting in the dark, and sometimes you're just talking to yourself. You ever have those obviously as an investigator you probably have, but you ever have those moments where you're just like you're expecting something and it's just nothing, or vice versa, you're expecting nothing and it's something like crazy happens?
Oh,
We
yeah,
definitely had
Yep.
both of those where we're like, okay, we go into like this place that's like notorious and it's just super quiet that night. Nothing's really happening. Or we go in, we're not even like fully into like investigating mode and all of a sudden stuff starts happening and we're like, my goodness. But that is like what we tell people all the time. Like our friends or like people who talk to us, they're like, wow, you do that? That must be like so scary and so like exciting. And we're like, you have to just have a lot of patience because a lot of times it's just a lot of sitting around.
Sometimes you just like get tired and you bullshitting later at night and laughing and joking, and that's sometimes when something comes
Absolutely.
Yeah, we get giddy and silly.
through. So you ladies are you guys are from New Hampshire, right?
Yep.
One of my favorite states in the union. Whereabouts in New Hampshire?
We're from Derry.
Oh, yeah, so the southern half.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, nice. Now so you're not exclusively in New Hampshire, because you said that you went out to Houghton, but where in New Hampshire are you specifically northern New Hampshire, northern New England? Do you travel all around New England? Do you go beyond? What's your range, so to say?
So the furthest we've gone is Ohio.
Oh wow, what'd you guys investigate in Ohio?
Fairfield, Infirmary, and Madison.
Oh wow. And how was the trip? Was it a good trip? Was it worth making a trip out there?
It's definitely worth it, and we're trying to get back there.
Oh, nice. Was it just you three?
Nope, we went with an event. We went with Haunted Nights with Stephen.
Okay.
So there was, I don't know, probably 20 of us, maybe.
I would say.
I don't know. The place is so big that
there was
you just don't even see each other.
Yeah, I bet. That was always my thing with public investigations. I did like going on them, or I did like hosting them, because it's a fun way for the public to get involved, a fun way to novice investigators to kind of like get a small taste of what it might be like. But it's so difficult to I get frustrated because it's like, especially when you listen to audio, it's like, oh my God, I can hear this person over here. I can hear this guy fart. I can hear this guy move. And this guy doesn't tire. I hear these two whispering. And I tell them, don't whisper. Whatever you do, don't whisper. Always somebody who's whispering. You guys find that public investigations are kind of tough as any kind of legitimate venture, or is it something that's worthwhile as as an investigator?
It really just depends on the type of people that go. We've had events where everybody's been amazing. It's been one of the best nights we've ever had. Then we've gone to other locations and the people
we're just
ruin
bashing
it.
our head against the wall.
Yeah, so it really depends on the people that attend.
Yeah, for sure. You guys recently did Gettysburg also, right? Did you go up there?
Yep.
Whereabouts did you that's one of my favorite places in this country. Whereabouts did you happen?
So we went to Rainsworth Lodge for the night.
Was that whereabouts is that in?
What was it, like 10 minutes?
It's right near one of the
downtown
battlefields.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was very close to everything.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Was it like a hospital? Was it a house? Did it have any history?
It was a house that served as a field hospital for a little bit.
Nice. Well, that's cool. Lots of emotion running through there, I'm sure. Did you capture anything? Did you get any voices? Did you have any experiences?
So it was an interesting night, but I'll give it to you because it was all about you that day.
Oh my God.
it was the Ashley show that night.
It was just very interesting. So we haven't really finished going through like all of our footage and everything to see what like we've really gotten. I did have like some weird experiences there. So we got there and we were all just kind of just settling in. Half of us were like showering. The rest of us were just kind of walking around, just chilling out. And I have never described myself as like sensitive or medium or anything like
Right.
that. I'll have some moments where I'm just like, oh, like the energy feels like weird in here. Or I'm like getting some weird vibes, but I've never been like super like in tune with all of that. I'm usually the one of the group that's usually goes under the Estes method. I'm usually pretty good at like hearing things in the headphones. So I was like, I'm gonna test out like a bit of an experience, like an experiment. I don't know much about like the history of this house, like at all really. So I just put on the headset and then was walking around just with a notebook, just taking notes of what I was hearing in the headphones and like feelings or vibes that I was getting. And there was like one particular room where I don't know if I just like was tapping into something in there, but it was like in the headset, like anytime I would step out of like a bedroom into like the main living area, I would always hear something like, hey, how's it going? How you been? Like, glad you're here. So like kind of like very welcoming. There was
that's kind of friendly and stuff. You would think going to a place like Gettysburg, so many deaths, so much emotion. You wouldn't expect something like that, but no, that's kind of cool. Go ahead.
There was one bedroom where it was like I was getting like kind of images of like soldiers walking through, and I picked up like on the feeling of, I don't know, like I had an image of like two kids standing on the edge of the bed. And I'm not like one either with like visions or visuals or really at all any of that. But we had another friend there with us who we had just met that weekend who was also a sensitive.
Yep.
Or not also a sensitive, but she was sensitive. And we were comparing our notes and she also picked up on two kids. Later on that night, we had some people that kind of like run the house come in to give us like a brief history. And then they told us that they had, there's been like a history of people seeing like two kids, two twin girls, and experiencing that. And then where I was feeling like super drawn in to like a mudroom, apparently they're known to like see like shadow figures and everything in that room. And we found out it was like a vacation home for like a Hollywood actor or director or somebody, Austin Shaw. And he would host parties in the living area. So I was like, okay, maybe that's like the, hey, how's it going? It's like a very like central area. So it was just a lot of like weird coincidences that I've never like experienced.
I don't know about coincidence. They say there's no such thing as coincidences, especially in this field. You say you're not a medium, which means that you might not openly hear or openly communicate with them, but it seems like they're communicating with you to some degree, whether you can hear them or see them all the time. And when you said you were seeing like children, seeing soldiers walking through, you like seeing in your mind's eye, are you seeing like with your vision?
Seeing, just kind of like images, kind of just like an image in my head. Kind of. But
sounds like a medium's experiences to me. I don't know. Maybe you're just not in tune, maybe with it, or
probably not.
you just haven't opened yourself up to it as much. But it sounds like you probably could, maybe more than the rest of us.
Yeah, and I haven't been quite as crazy since then. But it was definitely super interesting and a very cool experience.
Okay. You mentioned shadow figures. That's like orbs. That's for me. That's like it's a debatable topic. Ladies, I'd like to go around the room. Your thoughts on shadow figures. Are shadow figures an entity of their own that are either dark or negative, and they have their own classification, so to say? Or is it like light is passing through this glass of beer and it's casting an image, a shadow on the wall? Is it just something, is it we can't see the figure and the light is still casting a shadow, or is it an actual evil being that's haunting a building? Lisa, let's start with you because you've been quiet. Go ahead.
For me, I feel like I have experienced shadow figures. It was in the middle of the night and I was sleeping. I seem to always sort of get things in the middle of the night when I'm by myself and I'm all alone. and it's dark and it's quiet. But I always, like, something scared me. And I looked up and there was a figure of a man, and I jumped.
Wow.
And I felt like it wasn't exactly evil, but he definitely was very tricky and curious. And I never forgot that. But
so you think it was like a special, particular, like people say shadow figures are like these dark entity. You think it was a dark entity, or do you think it was just like a ghost and that's how you were perceiving it? You know?
No, this was different than what I might have experienced would be a ghost, because ghosts are very enlightening to me. They're very, they're just going about their day, their night to me. Anytime I've experienced, it's almost like they don't even know I'm there, and I'm just watching them live their little ghost life. But this is very dark, shadow, fuzzy, but definitely a figure.
Like negative feeling, just an awful feeling. Yeah. It's okay. That's a little scary. Okay, so we'll go one for like dark figure. Ashley, what are your thoughts?
I don't know. I guess I've never really thought about like what is it really. I feel like it could definitely depend on the situation, because different spirits could manifest differently. Some will manifest like a visual thing like that, or sometimes it's a scent or a sound. So I don't know, because there definitely could be something darker. It could be just like a I don't know what they're called, like echoes or something, when it's just kind of like you're just like seeing like the remnants of something. Maybe it's just manifesting visually.
Maybe.
I don't know. I feel like it could be either. I feel like it could depend.
It's worth more research for sure. Zoe, your thoughts?
I don't know. I think they're perceived as bad just because it's dark. It's just something dark that you're seeing. So I think we perceive it in such a different way.
Like they move quickly. There's always that. They move. Or you see them out of the corner of your eye.
Right. It's like they're spying on you. So we're just like, oh, they're trying to trick us. They're trying to scare us. So I think that's why we perceive it that way.
Right.
But I'm not really sure, honestly. I think I've seen a few shadow figures here and there, but sometimes I think it's just my eyes adjusting. And some sort of light. I don't know. I always second guess myself in that aspect.
Of course.
I usually take a trip. All of us usually take a trip to where we think we've seen it to see if we can find any source of light. But
see if one of us did it.
Yeah, right. We start dancing around, see if we created the light, or
that's good. That's good to experiment and just try and discredit any experiences that you may have had, and not automatically like, oh my god, I just saw this,
Right.
Yeah, that's adds to your credibility with me, if anything. I bring up shadow figures because not only because it's a maybe a point of controversy, but for myself, I've seen like things out of the corner of my eye. I've seen shadow movement out of the corner of my eye, but then I've seen like a figure walk out of a room that was a shadow. You see the head, you saw the shoulders, you saw the arms swinging. Now other people would see a woman. She was about, I'm 6'4", so she was about up to here on me. And some people would see her in the dress and would not like a white dress, but like a skirt dress and like a button down shirt. She was from about the 1920s. I think it was the woman who built the house. But I saw her at the time. This is going years ago. This is over 20 years ago now. When I saw that a figure coming out of that room, I was working in a group home on an overnight shift, and I did the motion sensors were going off, and I fully expected to see this shadow figure come out of this dark room as the kid Russ who was in that room, but it wasn't Russ. It just came out as a shadow and like walked in front of my face and just disappeared completely. So I always wonder if like people are always saying shadow figures are like evil and all this other stuff. I don't know if I share in the same opinion. I don't know. Is it just the way we perceive things, or is it? I don't know. I just like to see other people's thoughts on things. Another thing I like to see people's thoughts on things is, and I'm going to start with Lisa again because she's the quiet one over here in the corner. Lisa, your thoughts on orbs? Your experience with orbs? Are orbs real? Are they dust? Are they mold? Are they bugs? Are they insects? Are they manifestations? Thoughts? Go.
I saw one orb, and then that was at not St. James
Mhm.
House in Hampton.
Mhm.
Zoe, were you in the room with me? We were sitting in the basement, and I saw a white,
Oh, you saw like the
and
white.
it wasn't rounded, but it was a light,
Mhm.
and it was small, and it just quickly ran by me. Like I
You saw it
saw
with
it
your eyes.
on the ground, ran
Yep.
by me. Okay, so you guys see that? And they're like, what? I said, something went by me.
Yep.
So that was the only time I've seen it. And I have seen other orbs, but they've been debunked. So
A guy in my group will always describe it. He claims to be the most grounded person there is. He's like, dude, I don't. He's like, he's our video guy. He's our tech, my tech guy, you know. And but he always sees like a pinprick of light, and none of us can ever see it. But that's what I maybe the only like credit I'll give to an orb, because honestly I think most of the time it's dust. But when you're seeing with your eyes like that, you're seeing a pinprick of light that no one else is seeing. That kind of sounds like what you're talking about. So that's kind of cool. Zoe, go ahead. Orbs.
Orbs are tricky. So
Yes.
we have quite a lot of footage, and I really think most of the time it's definitely dust or bug, something
Mhm.
going by. But we do have a few videos where you can see some sort of a light going to the device that we're telling them to touch and backing up when we tell them to. So I don't know about that. We have a
Okay.
wish we could send things to people and ask them to also take a look at it, just because that is a tricky one.
Mhm.
I did see mist.
Yes.
So I don't even know how to explain it. It was like waist high, I guess.
Hmm.
Two of us saw it, but nobody else did. And I think there was like
Where were you? Where were you? Indoors? Were you outdoors? What time of day was it?
we were
What
indoors.
was the weather like?
The weather was nice. It was right before we went to Gettysburg, so it was really nice weather.
Hmm.
We were at Hell House
Oh, okay. Yep.
in one of the bedrooms, and we were
Mhm.
doing EPs. So Ashley and I were standing together, and then the rest of the people on the other side of the room. And I was looking down because I was just being quiet, so I was just focusing. So I was just looking at the floor, and I
Mhm.
saw mist. And I just honestly don't know how to explain it, but two of us saw it. We were trying to explain it to everybody else. We didn't have a camera facing that way because I have looked everywhere on every single camera that we
It's
have.
always the case. It's
Yeah,
always not recording or something. Yep.
yeah, but I cannot explain it. It just looked like a big puff of smoke. I don't know. So, but yeah, I'm honestly on the fence about orbs. I just don't know.
Yeah, yeah. I feel like you can create them so easily, especially with digital technology. However, on the other hand, it's like my friend who saw the orbs, or we were investigating in a cemetery in Rhode Island. It's an allegedly haunted. It's definitely haunted. I definitely had some experiences in the cemetery, but we're sitting on the side of the hill. Again, it's like it's an overcast day, but it's not raining or nothing. It's cool. It's probably like September-ish, and I had this like weird feeling. I sat on the hill. I had this like weird feeling behind me, so I snapped let's snack like a dozen photographs behind me, and you start at the top of the hill, this like maybe 10 by 10, if that, like block of like mist, and it like starts coming down the side of the hill. It comes closer, and then when it in the last few shots I took, like behind me, like that, it it almost looks like there's a face in the mist. I've never like advertised like, hey, I have a face, because it could just be like the way my eyes are looking at it or the way it's being perceived. But yeah, this shit is just so cool. So cool. So Ashley, right? Ashley, and orbs. What's your thoughts on this?
I
Mist.
think I'm also in the same boat where I'm not gonna say they're not real. I
Mm-hmm.
think a lot of them can be debunked because a lot of the places that we tend to go to, they just naturally tend to be older and dusty or decrepit.
Mm-hmm.
Or you also have to consider your breath if you're outside in the cold. We've debunked that before.
Right, moisture.
I've never seen like one of the traditional like round ball of lights with my own eyes. I've seen other visual things like weird flashes of light or weird shadows or weird just like visual things like out of the corner of my eye that I just like haven't been able to explain that we couldn't replicate.
Yep.
We do have the light. Remember in at Wilson Castle in John's room, we have that light that's like flickering past one of the chairs.
On the camera?
Yeah. We didn't see it with our own eyes, but
yeah. Because some of them, even when you're looking and you're like, okay, is that dust? Is it a bug? And it's like, well, it's not going to move like that, or it's not going to look like that. It's not going to be like getting brighter and dimmer. It's not going to be that shape. So yeah, it's hard, at least for us.
It is. Yeah, it's hard to because you just want to throw it out because it's so like dust. Like people, my house isn't dirty. My house doesn't have dust. Do you live in a vacuum? No. Well, of course it has dust. No matter how good you are at cleaning your house, lady, I guarantee you, there are dust particles, moisture vapors. There are probably small microscopic bugs that you're not seeing with your eyes. Lisa came in and then came back out again. So she said she lost connection. If you have that link, if you could send it back to, I don't know if whatever. Maybe it looked like she had camera troubles. Maybe she'll get back on. Either way, it's hard to credit. It's easy to dismiss. So it's a tough one. As far as equipment, what do you guys? What's your go-to? What's your best piece of equipment? What do you ladies like to use?
Voice recorders.
Yeah, that's my best. Yeah,
sure. You are our favorite. I do like the music box. Just set it away from us. I do.
Any normal music box?
Yeah, it's just a normal one.
Yep.
Plays it.
Well, you like wind it and then set it up, or how do you do it?
No, we just turn it on and off. It's got an elastic on it.
It's a motion detector. Yeah. So if something steps in front of it, it spins it, and it's like a traditional music box with little metal pegs.
Nice. Nice. I was in that place in Gardner, the S.K. Pierce Victorian Mansion, probably like 5 or 6 years ago. We were the only ones up there. Have you ladies ever been there?
No, we want to get tried.
I think they just sold it, which is a shame. Maybe they'll open it for ghost story. Oh, it's Lisa again. Lisa, we see you. Okay.
Okay, cool.
Lisa's back. So I mean, but we were in this room, and it's like just four of us chatting, and I can hear like do 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 do. Like, whoa, shh, shh, shh. And one of my investigators, Jim, he just kept talking, like shh. And then you go back and you hear like four do 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 of a music box that wasn't even in the room with us. So it's fascinating how they can come through. Lisa, we're talking about favorite pieces of equipment. You're Lisa. Give me when you're on an investigation, what's your go-to piece of equipment that you're going to take with you?
Usually they take it. I just take my my mental status. But I like to use the music box. And I really like to, I like to go off on my own and kind of like block out the world and try to connect that way. And I usually have a lot of luck with the music box.
Like meditation, or like trying to
almost like almost like a meditation.
Synchronicity, if you will. That's that's really cool. Using your own body. I've always said people would be like, what you like this thing with the lights and the gadgets, buddy? You like this with the alarms? You like the teddy bear? I'm like, no, I just like myself. These headphones here, I'll plug these into a little recorder and just take myself somewhere, and I just get my own reactions to the environment. That's pretty phenomenal. Ladies, what are your thoughts on like spirit boxes or even better, phone app devices, phone apps? Do you use them? What are your thoughts? Are they no good?
So my opinion could vary from most. So the Spirit Talker app, we have used it.
Yep.
And I was watching many different of our videos back to back, just like little clips. I noticed that it was saying the same things in the same order multiple times. So since then, I don't use it.
Fair enough.
We'll use it occasionally if we're just kind of like feeling stuck the night. We like to use it for like inspiration to help us guide and like come up with like other questions or think of other ways we could be investigating or other approaches that we could take. We take the words with a grain of salt, really. We have a little box. It's not a phone app. It's called Spirit Chat that we use a lot.
because it doesn't have a microphone in it or anything like that.
That's cool. So it doesn't pick up on what you're saying, or that's kind of good.
Super
Any objectivity to any of this would be great. I think they're all designed to, like they say, for entertainment purposes. I've turned them on and they say like death, black, evil. Like it's like what is this thing trying to like spin off on? I don't know.
I mean, I think they are good to kind of change up the conversation because it does get a little stale. So if you play off of it and don't take it with a grain of salt, I think if you use it in that aspect, I think it's a little different.
Right. So when you go into any given location, do you look at the history of the location? How do you develop questions that you're going to ask during an EVP session? How do you approach a potential spirit that could be at a location to get them to talk?
We just kind of see what happens. We do get history tours a lot of times, but chances of us remembering anything from it is pretty slim.
Yeah.
There's so much information. We may remember a few little key parts, but we kind of forget.
You just go from the hip essentially.
Yeah. I don't like to have anything implanted in my head before, like because I don't want to project anything. So a lot of times I like to like not know what's going on, but the history is always fun. It's always fun to learn the history of any place.
True. I'm not just an investigator, but I'm a history dork. When I research a location, I research as far back as I can go. I can research all the people that have lived there. I research everything I can find out about the people that might have lived in that building, and then like possibly use it as a trigger question, like, hey, the guy who lived there was a hockey coach. What do you think of the Boston Bruins? Or sometimes that will draw a response. Do you think a more people approach is the answer here, or should we go in there barking? What do you ladies do? Do you go in? How do you demand? Do you intimidate? Do you what's the A word? I forgot it. Antagonize? Are you antagonizers? How do you draw responses, ladies?
We go in pretty calm and cool and quiet to begin with, and we just kind of see what goes. Where the situation takes us, but we will never be rude, antagonize. We will never do anything like that at all.
Yeah, Ashley's really good at that. Ashley, you're very good at like introductions, getting in there, giving them your name, and then Zoe's really good at asking like really good questions and being adamant and trying to get info.
Yeah, but what people don't realize, maybe people do realize, but you're just talking to people. You're just talking to people, whether they're dead or alive, they're going to respond like normal people do. So if you go into somebody's house and start like ordering them to, I'd be like, hey, screw you, guy. I'm not going to talk to you. You're not just going to walk in my house and start talking to me like this. Yeah. So I don't know. Any experiences with negative spirits, ladies? Anything negative, whether it be the D word or anything, just like maybe an asshole ghost? Anything you can speak on?
Not really.
Not really.
I think the only time we've seen kind of a negative feeling, and it wasn't towards us at all. So there's one location we go to, and people really antagonize this one particular spirit that's in the house. When we go there, we're very playful. We sing. We just are goofy. So it's a very different vibe because we've been there when he has been antagonized, and it's a totally different feeling.
But if you just kind of like go in there without that kind of bias of how the story is, because should we say like where or anything? Yeah. It's at Wilson Castle. John Johnson, he's not known to be like, he's kind of known to be like an asshole in the past. He wasn't always, the stories were told that he like abandoned his family and everything. Recently, they've been having new developments in the history where they think that might not have been the case, but we never go in kind of like calling them out, being like, oh, you did this, how could you do this, or whatever. We kind of just talk to them like as a person first, like get their side, and we've never like done anything. Oh, visitor.
There he is. He's
I think because of that, like, I don't know, we've never had any like really bad or negative vibes in there. It usually, like she said, feels pretty playful. We feel like spirits there have a really good sense of humor.
but you can definitely tell the difference when somebody went in there and did antagonize. It was a totally different vibe.
Yeah, you
But
feel it afterwards.
You can feel it. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. It was definitely a turn.
It's like people there, they feel like they're being targeted or they're called out. And then there's us doing like the Macarena and getting responses on the REM pod. Like,
Oh, right. Yep. Anything for the YouTube special. Wilson Castle. What is that? Vermont? Where is that? Connecticut?
Vermont.
Vermont. Okay. You ladies have been there frequently, I take it, or you've had many experiences there? Yeah. I've never been to Wilson Castle. I've heard of it many times.
It's worth it.
Never. What are your experiences like up at Wilson Castle? What do you ladies
Gosh,
experience there?
we've had a little bit of
so
everything.
many things. I don't even know where to start.
Lisa, do you have anything?
Yeah, that time I was in the children's room. I was by myself. And again, and I was just laying there. And I all of a sudden thought there was two men in the room and they were arguing. And they were very well dressed, very handsome, but there was like some family drama going on. And I'm just sitting there laying in bed, feeling and imagining, or there's images in my mind that there's these two guys there and they don't know I'm there and they're just having family drama in front of me. And I've been itching to get back in that room, but they were doing it over for a little while, so I couldn't get back in there, but I definitely want to go back there.
You think that was residual?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. That's cool.
Yep.
That's cool to have these experiences. This is great to have. This is wonderful to have. Top spots. Every New England state. So have you investigated in every New England state, ladies, or is there any you haven't yet been to?
We've been to most of them.
Maine, New Hampshire, Vermont, Massachusetts, Connecticut, Rhode Island. You've been to all 6 of them?
Not sure if Connecticut or Rhode Island. Which one was the Conjuring House in?
Rhode Island.
So I don't think we've done Connecticut yet.
No.
I'm in Connecticut. Maybe I should go somewhere by myself.
Go for it.
There's in Connecticut. There's a place we investigated. Start with an H. It's out near East Hartford. It's like this little cabin. This little like 18th century like blacksmiths and stuff. It's like 2 or 3 buildings. Started with an H. I can't remember what it was. I'm sure this is helping you like completely to find what I'm talking about. But
it sounds familiar.
I'll look some stuff up.
I feel like
there's definitely some good spots in Connecticut for sure. But you ladies have been to the elusive Conjuring House in Burrillville, Rhode Island?
Before
the crazy started.
Yeah.
Yeah, when the crazy started, so you experienced the crazy yourself?
Luckily, we avoided all that.
Yeah.
Good for you. Was she, I'm not going to even mention her name, was she the owner of the house at that time?
She was.
Oh, well, good that you avoided the crazy. I have some good friends who worked over there who didn't have a particularly good experience working for her. And I've known people who have come from out of state and paid like hundreds of dollars in travel expenses only to get here and find out that like nobody showed up at the house and there was nobody there and they got stuck. Like what were your experiences there on the paranormal side? Was it worth the trip? Was it worth the money?
So we went twice. The first time we did an overnight in the house. The second time we went which was actually a few weeks later. We did their camping.
Yeah, the glamping thing. Yeah.
When we stayed in the house, it was actually a really quiet night for us. Like nothing crazy happened. We had some activity in the basement, a little bit upstairs, but it wasn't this crazy demonic house. Like it was
a lot of. That was a fooling around night. Like we got silly that night.
Was it just the 3 of you in the house?
No, my son went. Lisa's daughter went.
Yep.
Nice. So you had a good amount of people. Yeah.
Yeah.
And anything in the backyard? Anything with the glamping thing? I always just thought that was like a.
Actually,
that was pretty crazy. Actually.
Really? Oh, what did you experience out in the backyard? Because that intrigues me.
I got a photo out in the woods. I bet we could probably find that where I took a few different ones of that, and there was like I don't know how to describe it other than it just looks like a glowing spine. where it's just like this
Mhm.
glowing just shape in the middle of the trail. And we went back and we were like trying to figure out like, oh, was it the reflectors on the trees? Was it like a flashlight? What was it? And we couldn't figure out like what it was at all.
Hmm.
We were getting some interesting stuff on the Estes when the others were under. We
So-
had REM pod activity.
Yeah, we stayed in the furthest 2 tents way out in the woods, like
Over the-
across the bridge.
Yep.
And at the tent that we were staying in, it was almost like we were surrounded by something.
Mhm.
Wow.
Yeah, it was.
I would have never. I honestly, when I saw she started the whole glamping thing, like this is what a ripoff. She's trying to like get people outside now, trying to double book. I don't know. I'm glad you had an experience, so that's
I
that's
think
pretty cool.
so. It seemed like when you camp, there's nobody in the house, and vice versa. So I don't know if they do one and like they don't do both at the same time. I'm not really sure.
That'd
But there
probably
was
be good. Well, they don't do anything anymore because she lost her business license. But
Yeah.
rumor has it the YouTube guy and the comedian guy who bought the Warren house are also in line to buy this house as well.
I know they've been interested in it just because I've seen the news.
Yeah,
But
for the last couple of years, they've been even when she was still open, they were nagging her to sell it.
I truly
Um,
think she will sell anyway.
Yeah, she's from what I understand, she's a complete cuckoo clock. And nice. I'm in grad school for clinical mental health counseling, so that's a nice clinical word for me to use. Cuckoo clock, to say the least. The Burrillville Town Council and the Chief of Police doesn't think too highly of her. So I really doubt she's going to get her business license back, even if she bribes officials or pays somebody off. It is Rhode Island, so that is a possibility, but I don't know if it's going to happen. She pissed on a lot of front lawns in Burrillville, to say the least.
It's a shame. I can't imagine what the property looks like now.
I drive by it frequently. My girlfriend lives in the town over in Massachusetts in Douglas, and I live in Smithfield, which is a few towns down in Rhode Island. So I frequently drive by that house, and it looks exactly the same. The barn's still there. The trailer's still out front. The house still looks exactly the same as if there were like 100 people booking there, throughout the year. But no cars.
So the property's taken care of. It's not like overgrown or anything.
It looks like somebody's mowing the grass and keeping it up at least. Who knows what's going to become of it? Who knows? A lot of the people that work there have told me there's some like really good spirits there, and they feel bad for the spirits of the house more than they do for the owner of the house, because he was not a great person at all. So needless to say. Massachusetts, whereabouts? Actually, before I get into other states, if you ever come back into Rhode Island, I ever have the urge to investigate down here in the Ocean State, there are plenty of locations other than that property in Burrillville. Fort Adams, one of the largest forts in North America, it's in Newport, and it's very haunted. Let's see some other places. They do like a Newport ghost tour down there in Newport, right near Fort Adams. There's the old Newport Armory, which is really haunted. There's the Varner Memorial Armory, which I'm a member of, which is super haunted. There's a lot of places in Rhode Island that you come to for ghosts that you don't have to pay an arm and a leg and put up with absolute insanity. And New Hampshire, ladies, what could you recommend us to go in New Hampshire if we want a paranormal experience? Woof, woof.
I'm just gonna give him a treat. Go ahead.
Lisa, do you want to chime in?
Lisa's still trying to get back on the show again. She's I don't see Lisa. I don't know if she can hear us. Lisa? No.
She might pop back in.
She might come back. We might get Lisa back.
Yeah.
If not, Ashley.
Yeah.
The good state of New Hampshire, the Granite State. What do you guys get going up there for paranormal activity?
It's kind of hard around here, surprisingly, to find places until you really do some digging. We've been to, like Lisa said earlier, the James House in Hampton quite a few times. Really interesting place. I know there are some other spots people have investigated. Like I think is it Exeter Town Hall or Alton. There's a few spots, but we haven't really gotten to them. I think
the Mount Washington Hotel up there in
we've been
with that like Twin Mountain. That's where my in-laws used to live when they lived in northern New Hampshire. Such a beautiful, beautiful building, but holy shit expensive.
That's
It
why we
is.
haven't been up there. We've been wanting to.
Yeah.
And his Lisa.
It's Jolan. It's Jolan. He keeps calling me, even though he probably wants more money. That's my son.
It happens. It's always the case. Lisa, haunted spots in New Hampshire that we all could go to if we happen to New Hampshire.
I don't know if you guys already said it, but the James House.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a place I want to check out. It's not really a big spot for investigation, but I think it's called the Monson Trail. And there's also, I think that's all I can think of now. And they also say that house in the White Mountains, what is that called?
That Washington Hotel.
Yes.
Yeah, I did just mention that. That
Okay.
is this. I think it's room 225 or 209 or something. It was the princess's room, the woman who her husband built it for her, and she subsequently died, and of course now haunts the hotel. Ladies, another ghostly question for you all, being ladies. This should be somewhat appropriate. Why is it's always a woman in white? Why does she always have a white dress on? Why is that always a legend? Let's start with Ashley. Go ahead.
I know there's some sort of history behind it. There's probably also like symbolism behind the white too. Maybe I mean everything shows up pretty monochrome on IR. Maybe it's just the way the color transfers through the eras. Yeah. Or maybe it could just be like, I feel like it could just be like symbolic something. I don't remember what the exact like. I think the woman in white, isn't that like a supernatural creature? I believe
that is like every other paranormal legend across the country. It involves either a woman in white, a hitchhiker, or a little girl in a ball. I swear to God, but it's always a woman in white.
I think it's because white is purity. So, you look at a female and you just think she's mourning or she's sad or something
she
like
died
that.
before she was a bride, and white and virginity and all that.
Like the film makes it easier to see blood on the white in a horror movie.
Speaking of which, another really great haunted spot in Rhode Island is the vampire grave of Mercy Brown, which wasn't really a vampire, but she might have like froze to death. The crypt, the grave, it's all really haunted. Anyway, I digress. Lisa, woman in white, why? Any further insight into this?
I just think, I know white is a symbol of innocence. That's the only thing I can think of. I know when my grandfather died, he was in a nursing home, and the nurse, I was dreaming of my grandfather, that I went to see him. And he said, I'm going with my friend now. Goodbye. Don't worry about me. And he got up and left the room, and everything was white. And then the nurse called and woke me up, and she said that my grandfather had passed. Wow. So I definitely think there's some kind of like truth to the whole, you're walking into the light, you're almost there, but you're not there yet kind of thing.
That bright white light that you want to imagine to protect yourself, all that, everything that's involved with white and white lights and stuff. Yeah. I mean, it makes sense. For sure. Any other questions? I don't know, ladies. Anything else you guys, what do you got going on? Do you have anyway anybody can see what you do, do you guys put stuff out on YouTube? Yada yada. Anything like that?
So we're pretty lax on going through our videos and posting, so we're really terrible. We are like 4 years backlogged.
We've got stuff. We just need to we do have places for stuff. We have a Facebook and an Instagram. We do have a YouTube channel. We have, I think, like 2 videos on it right now. We had an investigation video that we did at the James House, and then we just did kind of like a story time video from one of our most recent experiences at Wilson Castle. There will be more stuff eventually. We just don't have any concrete dates for that.
Yeah, I hate it. People don't realize like this is not like our primary job here. This is like it's a passion. It's something we do for fun, right? I mean,
because it's like we have full-time jobs, families, pets, other obligations,
right? Kids, all that stuff, right?
And it's really hard to sit and stare at a camera that doesn't move for like 3 hours.
Yeah, it's terrible. I remember we first got a camera system. It was a wired camera system. This is going way back before like everybody had the portable thing, right? We had like 4 cameras. We put them in a house, recorded for 36 hours.
Yeah.
This woman was hearing stuff like why she slept, and had stuff in the hallway. So like, we're gonna cover the whole house. It's gonna be great. We're gonna catch them, or we're not gonna catch them. But either way, we're gonna blanket it. We're gonna be great. And then it was great until then we realized we had to break down 4 cameras at 36 hours a piece between 2 dudes.
Yep.
That wasn't great at all, and it was nothing. We just stared at stared at like blown insulation for
Yep.
like 36 hours.
Yep.
And then I switched videos with him, and then I watched like nothing in a bedroom for 30. It was mind numbing. It was terrible.
It's hard. And you
It's
have to
so-
pay attention, because if you look away to watch TV while you're supposed to be watching this video, you're going to miss something. So
Something you could definitely just miss
Yeah.
something quick, something so simple, something.
Yeah.
Ugh, horrible. Video was horrible to watch.
Yeah.
I don't recommend it. It is as I put so much stuff like from my investigations on like Facebook or YouTube or whatever for so many years. It's like, oh God, I don't like. I have recordings from an investigation I did like 6 months ago. I haven't even listened to yet, just because
Yeah.
I'm so damn busy with shit. But I mean, it's always there. It's always going to be there. It's not ever not going to be there. It's always fascinating. It's always it always leaves you like, oh, it's
Right.
always awesome.
I mean, it's mainly for us. We're not trying to be YouTube famous. It's just
Right.
it's just for us.
It's just fun, right? It's just you just do it for fun. It's not. I don't expect it. I don't want to get. I don't. I certainly don't want my own television show.
Mm-mm.
I don't. I don't know. It's just fun to do. It's fun to chase those ghosts and to experience them more each and every time. It's just it's definitely fun.
I don't want it to be a job. I just want it to be fun.
Oh God, no! Oh my God, I would never want to get paid to do this.
I mean,
All right, ladies.
all the power to the people that do, though.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, like
Yeah.
if you want to give me a show, if you're watching and you're a producer of a network, by all means, I'll do a show. But it's not something that I'm like gunning towards. You know, I'm not trying to post stuff on YouTube to have my own television show. So I don't know, whatever. All right, thank you, ladies. I'd like to thank you for coming on tonight. It's always a privilege to talk to somebody else in the paranormal, learn other people's techniques and their trades and their experiences and my experiences. And it's cool how despite being in different states and different areas, we still have a lot of the same experiences when it comes down to investigating, and it's just really cool. It's always cool to talk to other people in the profession. So I want to thank you all for coming on. For the rest of you, you can tune in. It might be tonight, it might be tomorrow, where we crack open episode 10 of 3 Dudes Brews from Long Live Beer Works. My beer this evening was Ghost Hugs. Again, from Long Live Beer Works. It's a lovely sour ale. Not all beer is that yellow piss. For Zoe, Ashley, and Lisa, this is Buddy. Tune in next week, next Tuesday for Matt Sorge. Until then, everybody have a great week. Go Red Sox, and be safe. Thank you, everybody. Good night.